This is the safest way to add as much force as you can in positions that make sense in sport and the shapes that we make. So we'll go real simple with a split squat lunge. This is what you generally see for an iso. So nice and deep, and he's loading up that patella tendon, and we're just gonna hold at the bottom, and that's a great iso, right? Now I can be here and I can add load to him, and all of a sudden, great, another iso. But what we wanna get to is more positional changes that you see in sport. So what I really like, take that same foot, reach it out as far as you can out in front of your body, really pitch that thing out. Actually, you got such great range of motion. Be more realistic as an athlete. You go. Okay. Now, what you see, what we call a penultimate step, is that one big step right before they take off. Why would we not feel really strong there? Because when you see the guys with a flat tire and they go to jump and it's not there, this is the step that doesn't allow it to happen. So now here we're going to get nice and deep and then pick this toe up, externally rotate it, see if you can get this foot off the ground. There you go. This is that heel into roll. And for here, this is a great hip flexor or iso. And we're going to reach as far as we can and use the, there you go. So I'm here and we can exaggerate crazy, which is awesome. So as whatever, but this from a sport angle, these are where we can explore. Do I feel strong here? Can I hit here and feel like I can get out of that step? So we want to spend some time under tension in these spaces or in these angles at that amortization phase. Why would we not explore that? And so the penultimate step is a great example of a positional iso that we can use for that. Then we can transition to a change of direction. So now here we talk about change of direction. I want to have you on this rack on the outside. And now, instead of doing IMTP or a belt squat iso for vertical, let's apply the same idea, but change the direction. So here what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an angle to where all that foot stuff we were talking about earlier, nice and flat, feeling inside the edge. Yeah, I like that. Edge. The bridge. The bridge of the foot. The bridge of the foot. We're finding the bridge of the foot. And then we want to see how much can I maintain the bridge of the foot while having a little bit of contact at the ridge of the foot and to create a shin angle. Now, I want you to put pressure into that rack. And here, I am now living to where in the direction and the angles of where I apply high forces and change the direction. So go ahead and relax. Now, what's great about this, when you do it, kind of like FRC, now we can probably walk the foot out a little bit more, drop down into it, find that same foot position, push. And now look at this angle. He has a sharper, more acute shin angle, and relax and repeat. Let's get a bit longer now. Crack that knee. Strength at length. Strength at length. And these are the positions that the most elite athletes get into. So why would we not train him? And relax. Now, what I really like about this as well is we're working on lengthening, getting as long as we can because our center of mass, low, point of support, wide, allows me to get in and out of these angles. But more importantly, variability. Now, let's change your foot to being here. Ball of foot, push. Push, like a step back. Now we're forming our foot in different ways. And now turn your foot in. Turn it in. And that is pushing off. Lead tap, boom, boom, and then change the direction. Now we can change not only the angle, we can change the length, but we can also change the foot position. Every rep is different and we can get really strong in these positions.
I actually will take, is that as far, is that's clear?
So
I will take, I like that. And I will do the frontal plane work. And then I will add a variable of responsiveness. So I will go, anytime athletes touch, I mean this nicely, that I think there's a lot of value. So I'll go shoulder to shoulder.
Oh yeah. The combative.
So we're in the same, I'll coach that same position. And from here, I'm just saying, hey, I want your center line to not move, but I want you to lift the heel, maintain the arch, inside edge of the foot, and now push. So now we're pushing. So we're pushing. You're feeling that leverage. They're actually diving into that. Relax. Whenever I do isometrics against something that doesn't move, you always wonder. Like, are they trying? Because I've had athletes that do it and they go, and I'm like, I can obviously see you're not trying. But then the second they go up against, then it's like, oh. Like, and it's just, it ramps that intensity. And I have a little bit of pulsing that happens with that isometric then, because it's kind of that, like, that oscillation of,
We'll call it oscillatory iso.
yeah,
There you
oscillatory
go.
iso. And it's just that pushing. And I think there's just a lot of value with building the progression, the positional isometrics, and then getting into that responsive element where I'm adapting to somebody.
100%. I think we have so much technology now, which is great with these force dynamometers and force plates. So we can actually objectively see how much force they're putting into the ground. Just no one's really doing it for these ISOs. They're doing it for like some, run specific ISOs, which is cool. But the thing that I find fascinating, if me and you are using each other again, we're coming down. Now, instead of us shoulder to shoulder, let's both open up and push against each other's shoulders.
Yep.
And now we're here and push.
Yep.
And then now it turns into
Yep.
And that's where you can get a lot more rib and hip disassociation, because these are the ranges that you see when these guys are getting in these positions, or they get fouled and they're Euro stepping. And now these are the positions that they don't get hurt like this, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we spend 90% of our time training in these positions, but why not mix it into the warm up? Why not have it as a superset? Or why not have it on your cool down days?